What's happening, y'all?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We are Sense. We're here today to talk to you guys about music, about the Phoenix music scene. Make sure you guys are caught up and you guys are feeling entertained and nice and comfortable at home during this COVID season. You feel me?
COVID is crazy right now, so we
living this shit.
We're doing some quarantine style filming right now.
Yeah.
But I know you guys are rocking with us. Today we have KiddoWreckZ in the building.
KiddoWreckZ is here. This nigga is gonna. I'm so lit for it. I was listening to his shit on the way over to the studio, man.
He was bumping, y'all.
I was fucking with it heavy.
Yeah,
he's bumping.
We're lit for Kiddo. So today we got a very juicy topic for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to get into it, Brandon.
Yeah. So let's get into it. The spicy segment for today is ever so spicy, and it's really different than usual because if you guys want to go back and watch the episode with Rez Lauren where we talk about kind of the neuroanatomy that comes with freestyling, it's a really interesting subject. It's it's crazy. So like essentially there's an article online that you can go on and read that kind of just explains exactly what happens inside of your brain when you freestyle. Yep. And even not just freestyling like rap, it's also like
it's used
jazz,
in so many other things.
Exactly.
It's used in writing. Athletes use it actually. A lot of creatives use the prefrontal cortex. So I guess the prefrontal cortex. I can't even speak today. Sorry guys about that. In order to come up with things on the fly, come up with artistry on the fly. And when I say that, we're really kind of like referring to more of the rap right now as far as like freestyling goes, because when you start freestyling, it's so hard to like keep a good quality freestyle, let alone like stay on that beat, and just like not let yourself lose the cadence that you have already going.
Exactly.
So just kind of getting more into that. 12 people recently just did a study where they chose some rappers or artists. I don't know if were they rappers?
They were rappers.
They were rappers? Okay. And they were chosen, and basically they had these creatives sing on a song, or actually they had to sing to lyrics that they already knew.
Right.
And then they actually played a freestyle for them with a random instrumental. They had to come up with an 8-bar.
And they did it inside of an MRI machine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And
like they did it. They had them do their own verse, like their writtens, and then they had them spit a freestyle and they did a scan of their brain and saw what happened inside of their brain during the freestyle and then also during the written performance.
Right.
And so what happens is completely different. There's two completely different activities going on inside the brain that when you're freestyling, it's more so like the actual part of your brain that like self-edits, that like when you're conscious, like it's your current consciousness, like that part kind of almost shuts off.
So it's kind of like going into some like a revision almost, like you're taking this product and you're placing this product forth, but you're also kind of like revising that product in your mind as you're going along. So like trying to like basically like you said, that self-edit. I like that terminology used, by the way. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's like also kind of like you're kind of turning like your self-critic off as well.
Exactly.
Because like we're so critical if we already know what we're doing, we're going to be very critical at it. So it's like just to see that like change, like we're not focusing on like what we're doing wrong. We're just kind of like going straight forward.
That's why so many artists feel like they feel inspired.
Right.
Like it feels like it's inspired, but in reality it's something that you had the entire time, but it's really just much more organic, and it flows so naturally that you don't even recognize it as yourself.
Right. Exactly.
But the reality of it is that you're in this like state of mind, that like an altered state of mind, which is truly what it is, and that's what creativity is bred and like born in that altered state of mind. Exactly.
And like going back to like also like athletes using it, like they kind of have to, like, when they're out there on the field, like, use it during their plays. As far as, like, when they're, like, trying to make a move, you know, they're going, some of them don't know, like, I know, like, they practice the plays, but sometimes, like, you never know what's going to happen on that field.
Well, I mean, you have somebody else who's trying to score on you or trying to stop you already, so you can kind of have, like, an idea of what you want to do or you already trained for the play.
Correct.
But you have to be able to think on the fly. You have to be able to improvise.
And have that defense, like.
That's exactly what this part of the brain does.
Right.
Like, that prefrontal cortex, when you're able to, like, operate and, like, but let go of the wheel at the same time. And you just kind of, like, run off of instinct, and it's insane. It's crazy what you can do with it, because you have to, like you said, like, with sports, with, like, a play or something like that somebody's making, or, like, you know, a drive, like, they're trying to figure out the best way to like,
go about it. And,
exactly.
Like, assess that. Like, I totally get that. And I have a question for you, actually, just kind of, like, going into that. Do you think that using that part of your brain is, like, something that can be taught and, like, trained, or is, like, that's something that, like, if you already have it, then you already have it, and if you don't, it's kind of like you're lost type shit?
I feel like that it's kind of the same with anything. I feel like it's the same with any physical talent that you have. You know what I mean? Where it's like you can be born. Some people are born able to jump higher than others, or they're born able to run faster than other people, or just stronger. But the training, you're still able to train your body pretty much, so you can jump as fast as, you know, or as high as, like, that aforementioned person
can go. Like,
the reality of it is that what I mean, even for myself, I've watched it, because when I was freestyling regularly, like, as time went on, I was able to shut that part of my brain off faster and faster, and more efficiently.
Right, and I totally see that. Like, and I know that there was also, like, another study that was done with, like, jazz musicians as well. What was that about? I know
it was kind of the same premise. They took 6 jazz musicians, and then they gave them sheet music, and they had them perform the sheet music while they were in an MRI machine, and then after they got them, or they put them in the MRI machine again, but they had them freestyle and kind of do their own, like, it was like a C note or something like that, like, that they had to do specifically. And so it kind of just showed the difference of, like, that it's across the board creativity. Like, everybody does it, but one of the things that they say is that when you shut that self-editing aspect part of yourself off, when you shut that off, and then you come back to you like do all your work, and you come back to it when it's back on, and you can, like, kind of polish it up, and it's that same kind of, like, oh, well, I didn't really fuck with it at first, now I polished it up.
I, like, fuck with it. That's really cool. Well, like, definitely, you know, this has been, like, a crazy, like, segment. I, like, thank you, Lauren, for even giving us this idea today.
That was such a dope.
We just wanted to dive a little bit deeper into for you guys. We like to come up with, like, very creative things for you guys. So let us know in the comments, like, if you guys have any spicy segments that you know that you guys want to put forth to us. We are open to talking about all of that good stuff. And honestly, thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and get ready for our interview with KiddoWreckZ. Hey,
I can't wait. I know you guys can't either. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
Listen. Just listen.